Uh, so, so love, obviously, when we're talking about Valentine's Day, people often think of love and they think of finding that special someone, and they're thinking in terms of finding another person. Uh, so, so why don't you start with a little bit of discussion of that approach and maybe what approach we ought to take if we actually want to find someone and whatever comes to mind on this topic.
Yeah, well, so first of all, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Well, it's funny. I'm in Israel, and here they call it the Love Day,
Mm.
which I kind of like it better because it's not really just for mates to love one another, but actually to have a love day is a reminder of how love is the biggest force in the universe that just creates everything around us. And I'm very well connected to that. Me, myself, as a single person, I could say that I found a lot of love within me, even through my singlehood, more than my partnership that I had. I had a partnership for a long, long time, as we already discussed before. And I love that person. Don't get me wrong; he's a great, great guy with a lot of love in his heart. But I found that during the years that I am by myself, I really managed to connect to that huge force that exists within all of us, and that is the biggest force in the universe. That's called love. And as the Love Day, I think and believe it is very important for people to find that connection they have with themselves. And not just, like you said, it's not really something that you can find outside of you. A lot of people think, oh, when I'm going to have a boyfriend or when I'm going to have a girlfriend or when I'm going to get married, that's when I'm going to find my true happiness and I can manifest the love that I have inside. But I find it not true at all because I think that once you find that time with yourself, you're able to develop that relationship with yourself. You can find a lot of love that is already within you because you and I and the listeners and the world is created out of an act of love. And the more I seek for it, the more I find. To tell you that it's easy, no, some days are not so easy. We all feel that need to love. The question is, why do we keep searching for it outside when there is like this infinite amount of love that is just exists within all of us, right? And you yourself, you have a partnership, right?
I don't at the moment, other than with myself.
Wow, okay, so that's a big one. So you could tell us you're from New York, and I obviously it's very different than Tel Aviv. That's the city I'm at right now. In Tel Aviv, people are very close, and I kind of like New York, but just a smaller version of it. And you can feel the connection between people, like easily. Just the flow of energy just exists there, and that's what I'm doing here. Kind of came here to connect to other people and to spread the knowledge that I have that I got in the States in the years I was there. And I'm doing it all by myself. I left my family behind, my twin sister, my siblings, my nieces, my parents. They all are in Miami, Florida. And I came to this great adventure about 3 weeks ago. I came here after 12 years abroad, and I'm still trying to adjust to the different energy and the different environment. And I think that is love, to listen to your gut feeling, to that what your heart is telling you, and just to have the courage to pursue it and to follow it, even though it may sound scary and frightening is something that I just felt like I had to do. So that's basically what I'm doing here. And hopefully I could spread this knowledge, across the country and who knows where love will take me. And that love, hopefully it will manifest in a relationship, but it's not a need as much as it's a desire. There's a big difference between a need to a desire. If you maybe want to talk more about that, because last time you gave a great answer for that, and I think it's very important for others to listen to it.
I actually don't remember what I said last time, but I'll go ahead and discuss that. The need versus desire, and then comment a little on love as you were talking about it as well. Ideally, we would get to a point where we are with ourselves already fulfilled in what we're looking for, because the world is just a mirror of what's going on inside us. So if we look outward in search of love from a place of feeling that we don't have it and we're looking for it in someone or something else, then all we're going to find is the lack of it. Is we're going to find ourselves chasing after it, and we're not actually going to find it, because ultimately we're wanting it from ourselves, and we don't have it at that point. So then it comes from this place of a sense of need, because we're looking outward for what we don't have, and we're lacking, and so we're acting from lack, and we find lack, and we're in this place of, I need this thing that I don't have. But if we were to instead come from a place of, like Mulan is talking about here, that we actually pursue ourselves the way we'd want to be pursued by another, that we actually love ourselves the way we'd want to be loved by another and by the people in our lives, that we go out of our way to accommodate our needs, our desires, our requests, that we actually listen to ourselves and we follow what our gut is saying, what all of our internal guidance is saying. If we follow that out of love for ourselves, not because we feel like we have to or because we feel like we should, but because we feel like, I would really love to do this because this would make me so happy, then that's the kind of relationship we'd want to have with another person, that someone would want to do that for us. So if we could do that for ourselves and we pursue that, then we're coming from this place of, I'm fulfilled, I'm good. It would be amazing to share this with someone, but I'm good. And that's really what we're going for. And that's the common misconception. And obviously Valentine's Day sort of brings this to the forefront. It's a good time to discuss this, is that we would look outside ourselves for the things that we're wanting. And obviously love in relationships, there's this sense that, well, if I'm not feeling love, then I'll just find someone to love me. But it's absolutely impossible to find something in the mirror that isn't already within. So ideally, we would make this a time that we're reminding ourselves, what do we love, whom do we love, and that we really connect with that in ourselves, and we actively pursue a relationship with ourselves. Milan was talking about her relationship. I've found that in all my relationships and the relationships of the people around me, we've learned more about how to connect with ourselves, more about what we want in our lives, in our careers, in how we take care of ourselves, more of what we want in a relationship. And the more we learn what we want, the more we can give ourselves what we want, which is the makings of a fantastic relationship, that we can actually give ourselves what we're wanting. And so ultimately our connections with other people, they really are these beautiful mirrors where sometimes it's super intense, and it can bring up all the things that we're really not liking in ourselves. That's what happens when we're trying to connect to someone else, when we haven't yet connected to ourselves, when we're trying to get love from someone else, when we haven't yet found that love within ourselves. Then we end up seeing all the stuff all that darkness and all the stuff that isn't already in place the way that we'd want it to be. And then obviously we can use those relationships and we can say, thank you for showing me. Now I understand me better. Now I know me better. Now I can love me better. And then I can pursue, things in my life that make me happy. And eventually, another relationship that'll show me the next step of how I can better connect with me. So if you want to comment on that a little, Milan.
Yeah.